Five Investigates has uncovered yet another example critics say shows a lack of oversight of your tax dollars.
This one centers around a well-known Somali nonprofit. The state has awarded millions of dollars in grants. When investigative reporter Ryan Ray started tracking your money, he made an interesting discovery.
Here we go again, guys. We uncovered state money was sent to a group even after a board member was charged with fraud. And the Department of Human Services still did not stop the flow of your hard-earned money. It was once a darling nonprofit, winning awards and making headlines, all in the name of keeping Somali kids on the right path.
My name is Mohammed, Executive Director of Kajog.
But this summer, Kajog's online presence vanished. I could not find them anywhere. Their office at the Griggs Midway building in St. Paul?
It's dark, so.
It's a similar story at their second office a mile away, which comes with its own doorbell.
So I just talked to a guy here who says Kajug does have an office here, but he's only seen them once or twice this year.
Other addresses listed on their website.
Do you know what happened to him?
All appear to be dead ends. But then I found this criminal complaint from 2023, and it all starts to make sense. It was one of the biggest Medicaid fraud cases at the time. A group of men accused of stealing more than $9 million from the state's personal care assistance program. Among the defendants, Ali Elmi, the chair of the board at Kajog. And look at all the grant money I found the state kept sending Kajog after its chair was charged with fraud.
You see this? They're still getting our tax dollars. The state doesn't care. They're in on it. And how much of this is federal funds? So this is actually coming directly from Washington, D.C. Like, everybody in the country is subsidizing the poor decisions of, like, one county and their liberal ideologies, and they want to import these people from the third world, and they're going to bring their behaviors with them when they come here. Not a surprise.
The Department of Human Services sent the most, more than $600,000.
The Department of Human Services appears to be asleep at the wheel.
We brought our findings to House Republican Isaac Schultz, who sits on the bipartisan fraud committee. What's your reaction to that?
That the left hand isn't talking to the right hand, and that...
Okay, so let's do something about it. How long are we going to call this out and just pass the buck to somebody else? Honestly, all these people in our government who are, facilitating all this fraud, because at some point, a state legislature or a state employee is going to have to sign off on all this. So who's responsible here? Where's the accountability? It's nowhere to be found.
State agencies, elected officials, and their offices are failing to communicate within state government to protect the public's dollars.
In this case, the state attorney general is the one who charged Kajog's chair, and DHS now admits it kept sending them money. In a statement, the agency promised it will put stronger internal controls in place.
Yeah, right. There's no accountability. Oh, we'll promise we'll do better after millions of dollars have been stolen and siphoned off from hardworking Americans and probably have gone, obviously, to other countries. And in some cases, terrorist organizations in those countries. We're paying for them. We're paying for people who hate us, who want to murder us.
The racists are actually...
Let's hear this girl talk about how we're all racist, and that's the real problem.
Just jealous of Somalis because of how successful we became in a matter of one generation. And I was watching a lot of videos that are coming up on my For You page where people are saying, how come Somalis have nice cars and we don't? We've been here like how many generations? We were born here, our ancestors are from here, but Somalis drive nice cars. This whole thing is just making me realize is jealousy. They're jealous of our success because they expect us to be at the bottom of the bottom, right? And then we come here one generation, we work hard, we save our money.
So wait, is that what they're doing? They're working hard, they're saving their money, and honestly, girl, I have no expectations of you. If the expectation is you're gonna bring your third world behaviors and your third world ideology and your criminality and your lack of ethics and morality to this country, that's exactly my expectation of you. You're living right up to my expectation of you and millions of other Americans. I don't know why we brought you here.
Somalis are not the only community that committed fraud, okay?
Okay.
we're not all committing fraud, okay? Every community.
Just a huge amount of you are committing fraud. Just the majority of your Somali population is committing fraud. No, not all of you. Just the majority of you.
Community has bad apples, but they're trying to use that as leverage to hate on us, right? And attack our community. But what it is like when you're an immigrant group and you're Black on top of that and you're African.
Oh God, here comes the victim card. Didn't see that one coming out.
They hate you to be successful. They hate you to be successful. Now, if we were like European immigrants, like maybe Bosnians who are Muslims or Russians, and they become successful, nobody would blink an eye because they're white. But the fact that we're brown people from Africa, you know what I mean? It kills them. Because the way we move, we don't move like we're inferior to anybody, right? And it's bothering them. And our name has reached the White House. That's how powerful the Somali community is. Wallahi.
I mean, honestly, this girl has no idea what she's talking about. No one's jealous of you. No one cares about your skin color. And are Bosnian Muslims coming here and ripping the United States off? No. Somali Muslims are coming here. That's why we're judging you, because you're thieves.
I have this thing where if Somalis work together, the only problem Somalis have is like, we need to build our country back. Wallahi billahi, we could have been a superpower nation.
Okay, so if you coulda, you woulda already. Honestly, the reason Somalia is not a superpower, well, there's many reasons, but it's because of females like this. It's because of their thieving nature. It's because they take things that don't belong to them. And that's just their culture over there. So it serves a purpose. They would come here and do the same things.
Hating on Somalis is not going to get you anywhere. Also, we never gave a fuck. We also...
See, I mean, they don't give a fuck about you, about this country. They're only here to take what they can take and contribute nothing.
We'll never give a fuck. Majority of us, and I'm talking 90% of us, do have our passports. And yes, we will be harassed, but that's fine. Okay, everybody goes through shit, but y'all really out here do be talking a lot of shit. Like, y'all just been waiting for this one. I can tell a lot of jealous motherfuckers were waiting for this one. It's like, this is fucking hilarious. Also,
5 investigates.
Yeah, so what we're waiting for is for you to be deported back to your country. And you can go back there and you can continue to do whatever you do over there. You're not going to do it here.
It's tracking your stolen tax dollars. And tonight,
more stolen tax dollars. It's like I find these clips everywhere because it's just one day after another, there's more stolen funds being found.
we reveal how some fraudsters are still benefiting from their crimes even after being charged and convicted.
Investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen has been following the Feeding Our Future fraud for nearly 4 years, and he's here with what's standing in the way of getting your money back.
Well, we do know a lot of the $250 million stolen from taxpayers is tied up in property and other things. Federal prosecutors say they're seizing it, but at least in some high-profile cases, viewers told us that still has not happened. So we went to check it out. All right, here I go. From this 5-bed, 4.5 bath in Washington County to a $1 million house in Plymouth, complete with an indoor basketball court. My name is Eric Rasmussen. I'm a reporter with KSTP. Another right off this county road in Burnsville. Do you know if the government is trying to take this house? No. They're not? We had to see these properties for ourselves. Each house owned by people convicted of fraud, connected to Feeding Our Future. $250 million meant to help kids in need, stolen at the height of the pandemic.
We've property all over the state, in different parts of the country.
But long after prosecutors filed paperwork to seize properties purchased with stolen taxpayer dollars, neighbors told 5 Investigates that still has not happened. Is it fair for the public to want answers about what's being done?
Absolutely. It's our money.
Mark Osler is a professor at the St. Thomas Law School and a former federal prosecutor.
This is something in criminal law that too often gets forgotten, the money side of it. You know, we pay attention to the body when someone walks into court, when they're taken away to prison. But the harm is often in the money.
Take former Safari restaurant owner Salim Saeed.
5 guilty verdicts now.
A jury convicted him and Feeding Our Future founder Amy Bach nearly 9 months ago.
Let me guess, they're still living in the same home. Let me guess.
But we found Saeed and his wife are still the official owners of this $1.1 million house in Plymouth. Fraud money funded their $952,000 down payment in 2021, and county records show they racked up more than $50,000 in delinquent property taxes since.
Oh my God. See, not only do they use fraud for the down payment, they don't even pay their taxes on the fraud. These people are disgusting.
Since then. No one responded to the note I left, but a week later we did see someone leaving in a Cadillac.
Oh, yeah?
Prosecutors say they have to wait for Salim Saeed to be sentenced before they can take the property. But that doesn't explain this one. Records show the owner of this house in Willerny is Jonathan Ross, the husband of Sharon Ross.
We want to keep that program going.
The former director of House of Refuge Twin Cities was sentenced to prison in February for her role in the Feeding Our Future fraud. That should have cleared the way for the government to take the property, but we found a car registered to Ross's husband still sitting in the driveway. We are also asking about this house in Burnsville, owned by former Feeding Our Future employee Abdikerm Idle. Do you know Mr. Idle? Right before being named in the first indictments in 2022, Amy Bach's right-hand man fled the country. Do you know where he is?
Yeah. And then they fucking flee the country. They have no allegiance here. They want to come here, scam, steal, rob, exploit every American for their good nature and their generosity and their willingness to be trustful, and then use it against us, and then dip out of the country when they're about to get, caught for their crimes. Happens all the time, right? Nothing to see here.
As the House Oversight Committee demanding Minnesota Governor Tim Walz hand over documents as we
look who's back in the news, your favorite congresswoman.
Learn new details about the investigation into the $1 billion welfare fraud scandal. And new reports claiming Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has deep ties to people who personally profited from the alleged fraud. That list includes one of her former campaign officials and a co-owner of the restaurant where Omar held her 2018 congressional victory party.
The owner right now is currently in jail, federal jail. This restaurant, which seats about 35, supposedly served 18,000 plus meals a day.
A day?
A day for 7 months. 18,000 plus.
Now, Minnesota Rep. Ilhan Omar, she was a fixture at this restaurant, the Safari, during her run for office. I think we have a photo of her at the restaurant with her supporters in 2018. Feeding Our Future, that's that corrupt nonprofit. It was the epicenter of it, but others spawned from it. There were home relocation services, child autism. They were bilking $399 million in services fraud in 2023 alone.
Just blatant and flagrant. These people have no respect. They have no self-awareness. They're too ignorant to know that they're going to get caught. And this is the type of people that we've imported to this country. Congratulations, America.
To date, 86 people have been indicted and counting. Federal authorities tell News Nation 79 of them are of Somali descent.
We've been holding accountable those that are perpetrators.
Accountability?
We are not holding
Really?
accountable those that created the opportunity to have those perps do
That's
what they
right.
did.
And that would be?
That's right.
The policymaker, the attorney general, and the administration.
That's right. The
now,
governor.
Federal sources that we've spoken to,
Tim
several of
Walz,
them
your
said the same
favorite.
thing to me, Elizabeth. They say there's a saying in the Somali community here that when it rains in Minneapolis, umbrellas go up in Mogadishu at just about something.
So what else can be done?
Public attention always helps. So what you're doing is certainly going to help.
For now,
That's
Osler
why we're
says
making
that
these
taxpayers
videos.
will have to be patient.
The most likely outcome is that these properties will be seized, they'll be sold, the public will get the money back.
For weeks now, we've been asking prosecutors specific follow-up questions about these 3 properties. And I can tell you in just the last 45 minutes, I got a call back from the lead prosecutor, Joe Thompson. He says they have to let the full legal process play out. In each of these cases, he added that the value of what they have seized so far is significant, somewhere between $60 and $70 million. And I can tell you when I went back to check court records today, which we've been doing a lot lately, I did find the U.S. Attorney's Office just reached a settlement to recover an additional $227,000 that was tied up in a property in Kentucky. That one was previously owned by another defendant in these Feeding Our Future cases that was sentenced earlier this summer. So the bottom line is the process is happening, maybe not as fast as some people would like.
Okay, so yeah, they promised accountability, right? They said and these are the same U.S. district attorneys. How many of them were, financed their campaign from dark money pools, George Soros, Open Foundation Society, whose stated goal is flooding the first world with third world populations. And then when they come here and they commit the crimes, the same attorney general never holds them accountable. So this is where we're at in America right now. People need to wake up and understand that this is not going to get better until it gets much, much worse. I believe that. I know a lot of people watching this video believe that. And it's unfortunate. But, most people, most human beings, they got to learn things the hard way. We have a blind spot and as human beings, and that's just a fact. I don't believe any of these people, the people in the government are the people that brought the individuals here. And at some point, you got to ask yourself, are they getting a payout too? Are there federal dollars that are incentivizing them to bring all these people here? I don't know. But I can tell you, red or blue, they don't care about you, man. As Americans who are born here, you really have to start asking some questions. And that's why we're making these videos, okay? These videos right here, so that we can shed a light on this. It's the only way things are going to change. When enough people wake up and they start demanding accountability and stop voting these same people in who bring in these same policies. But until then, boys, just more and more videos and more bullcrap. But I'll be here to shed a light on it. So throw me a comment if you liked it, or if you didn't, hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. Leave a comment. I try to respond to most ones. Until then, see you guys later.